When you're getting a new website off the ground, knowing exactly what to measure will make or break your success. But with all the metrics that Google Analytics and other platforms offer, it's easy to get lost. So you know what? Today I'm gonna keep it simple. That way you can succeed. Hey everyone, I'm Neil Patel, and today I'm gonna break down 9 SEO metrics that you need to measure when launching a new website. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe. That way, when I release more videos like this, you'll get notified. And if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. The first metric that you need to monitor is load time. It has a huge effect on SEO and user experience. Will make or break your website success. You know, I was reading an interesting article that was breaking down some stats from Walmart. Did you know that every second that they saw in load time improvement, they saw roughly a 1 or 2% increase in conversions? That's not bad. Something's better than nothing, right? So load time not only affects your search engine rankings, but it can also affect your conversion rates. The second metric that you need to keep track of is dwell time, or at least average session duration in Google Analytics. If people like your content, they'll spend more time consuming it. If they don't, then you're kind of screwed. And a simple way that you can improve this is cross-linking your content together. So for example, if I have an article that breaks down SEO and an introduction to SEO, and I break down all the factors of SEO such as things like link building. Well, if I also have an article on link building, I'll link to that article, and that'll help with this metric. The next metric is average time on page. Check this metric out for individual pages to see what's working and what's not working. You'll have some pages that hit it out of the park, and you'll have some pages that just do terrible. You want to take the pages that are doing extremely well and figure out, all right, what do all these pages have in common? Go look at all the pages that aren't performing well. What do they have in common? This will give you an idea of what you should do more of and what you should do less of. The next metric I want you to look at is percentage of returning visitors. In the early days, especially when your website's brand new, what you'll find out is you'll have a ton of returning visitors because that'll be you going back to your site or your friends going back to your site. As your site grows and you start getting some traffic from other sources, you'll find that you'll have barely any returning visitors. But as you grow your brand, you'll find that your returning visitor count will continually go up and up and up. In the early days, you'll leave and die by returning visitor numbers. For example, if you're getting all these visitors, but you can't figure out how to get any of them back, and sure, your traffic may be continually growing month over month, it's growing because you're adding new people. You have a big leaky bucket. You need to solve that because the easiest way to grow is retain the people that are already on your site. And you can do a few things to get people back to your site, such as collect emails, so you can email people every time you have updates or new content. Do push notifications, that way every time you have a message to send out. You can also leverage messenger chats, such as MobileMonkey or ManyChat. The next metric I want you to look at, referral traffic. Organic traffic won't be great in the beginning, but if you can get referral traffic, not only can you get people to your site, if they're from relevant sites, you can get sales, conversions. Knowing what is the best referring traffic sources will help you fine-tune your marketing strategy. I look at referring traffic for 2 main reasons. One, the more referring traffic I'm getting, usually that means the more backlinks I'm getting, which means over time, my organic traffic is going to increase. Secondly, I like to see which sites cause the most conversions, because then I need to know to focus all my efforts on those sites that are not just driving traffic, but they're driving sales. Because traffic that doesn't convert into sales is useless. The next metric I want you to track is organic traffic. In the early days, you're not going to rank for much. So what you want to do is you want to look for your rankings and if they're climbing up. So you may be in the 100 spot, then you go to 50, then you go to 10. And as you keep climbing, you'll see your traffic going up as well. So when you're looking at organic traffic, look at the total number, not just each individual keyword, because you can see as a whole, are you getting more traffic or less traffic? You can do this through Google Search Console, or you can sign up for Ubersuggest and it can track your rankings as well as your search traffic on a daily basis for you. That'll give you an idea of what's working, what's not, what keywords are driving impressions, what pages are working. So you get an idea of what you should do more of and what you should do less of. The next thing I want you to track, bounce rate. For organic traffic, anything around 50% or lower is good. Anything above that level, you need to make improvements to your site. Bounce rate's not just about the content, but it's about the experience. If your site loads slow, you're going to have a higher bounce rate. If you're not interlinking your pages together, you're going to have a higher bounce rate. Bounce rate is an important metric to measure because it tells you what users think of your website. If you have a low bounce rate, that means they like the stuff on your site. The next metric, email opt-ins. Email subscribers will be one of your best source of traffic. Why? It won't bring in the most amount of people, but it'll bring in a lot of your paying users, your customers, your subscribers. Whether you're selling products or services, emails are effective. I was once talking to the president of Overstock.com, which is a publicly traded company, and he told me emails are one of their best channels. And I've worked with a lot of Fortune 1000 companies at my ad agency, Neil Patel Digital, and we found that emails are super effective, whether you're a big Fortune 1000 company or even a small and medium business. So make sure you're collecting emails. And on that note, if you need help with any of your marketing, check out my agency, Neil Patel Digital. Now, another metric I want you to track, pages per session. Look, if people are coming to your site and they're sticking around for 2, 3, 4, 5 pages per session, that's good. If they're sticking to 1 point something, that's pretty low. Look at the behavior flow in Google Analytics to see exactly where users are navigating to. This will inform you and tell you what's working and what's not. This will tell you what you need to do to get more pages per session. That behavior flow is one of the best reports that I love, and with it, you'll get a better idea of what changes you need to make. If you need help growing your site's traffic, check out my ad agency, Neil Patel Digital. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, share it, and comment if you have any questions. I look forward to helping you out.